Alright, what's going on, guys, and welcome everybody to another video on the channel. Hope y'all are doing well. Today we're going to be taking a look at a game called Rogue Company, and this has kind of taken the world by storm over the past week or two. The game has come out of almost nowhere seemingly, and I'd say it surprised everybody who's played it. Now, I didn't play this game immediately when it came out, but over the past few days I've been playing it and enjoying it, and so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a first impressions for maybe what you can expect if you're going to end up picking up the game, and just what I think about it overall in comparison to maybe other titles that you could play at the minute. Now, the premise and the structure of Rogue Company is very simple to understand. It's a hero-based sort of tack shooter, but it's in third person. Very similar to Valorant in terms of the way that it looks, but it is in third person as a fundamental difference. There are two game modes within Rogue Company right now. There is Demolition and Strikeout. Demolition being a sort of round-based bomb objective capture. In this mode, you do only have one life per round, and you need to do all of your team buys in between each round. And then Strikeout, which is the gameplay you're seeing right now, is more of it's a respawn game mode with objectives that you can capture, and it's just essentially an attack and defend that you can use to strategize, and each time you die, you can respawn and then go into your buy menu with this. Now, the thing that I really like about Rogue Company is that all of the premises as far as buying and using abilities and trying to pick what hero you want to run, everything is super straightforward. I think a big mistake that a lot of similar games to Rogue Company make when designing their heroes is they want to be super complicated right out the gate. Now, there's a lot of, that inevitably creates a pretty high skill ceiling, and for hardcore players, that might be something they like. Where Rogue Company really succeeds is each hero is, it's very approachable, it's an easy to understand concept, but there's an incredible amount of intricacies and interplay between heroes and the way you can combine abilities and coordinate things. So there is a still pretty dang high skill ceiling in this game. That does come with a caveat, and that being it is a brand new game, so nobody's really that good at it yet. Now, I can imagine, a few years down the road when literally everybody on Rogue Company is a god, that's going to change a little bit, but right now the game is fairly brand new. Everyone is just kind of messing about and trying different things and using unique strategies, and it keeps the games really fresh and interesting. And I think the interplay of those strategies can go a really long way, and I'm honestly thinking about making, maybe some strategy guide videos, and if you guys would like to see that on this channel, then show me by dropping a like rating on the video. That would be awesome, and definitely subscribe if you want to stick around and see those. Something else you're going to notice immediately when you start playing Rogue Company is it very heavily rewards team-based play. You can go in and you can solo queue if you like, and you can have a reasonable amount of success doing that. A lot of my gameplays you're going to see today are just from solo queues and jumping in with randoms, and that can work out just fine, although it is a suboptimal solution. If you really want to play and do well, if you care about winning a lot more and you just want a more let's say a cohesive gameplay experience, then you're certainly going to want a team. So if you're one of those players that enjoys playing solo a lot of the time, such as myself, for this game, I would seriously recommend at least one other player. If you can just get one friend in a game with you, it's significantly less tilting when, dumb things happen, and it will improve your gameplay and your experience dramatically just with one other person at least. Now, I don't think it even needs to be said, but of course, Rogue Company, just as a concept, isn't the most original game idea in the world, right? It's a tack shooter, it's very CS-like, Overwatch-y, and kind of Valorant-y, but as far as all of the elements that are blended into this game, in my opinion, this game does it the best. I actually like this game significantly more than Valorant. And I'm not sure what it is exactly. I've been playing this game for a little bit, and I'm still trying to, put my finger on what it is that makes this game click. It might be the third-person perspective and the way that the gameplay fundamentally flows, but I'm not so sure about that. I think it's an amalgamation of a lot of factors. It doesn't feel like you need to read an entire encyclopedia or take a college course on all of the intricacies of the characters before you even play your first game. You jump in, you shoot around for a little bit, and you realize it's pretty rewarding as a game. Most of the maps in Rogue Company and the way that the objectives are designed in relation to those maps are so well put together. I gotta say, this might be one of the best designed maps as far as these tack shooters go. All of the maps feel fresh, unique, and interesting while maintaining a very good gameplay loop. There is one slight downside to Rogue Company, and that is the fact that there's not a lot of game mode variety. The only two modes right now, Demolition and Strikeout, they're both kind of similar in the way that they play, one being respawns and one being, one life per round, and that's the key difference between the two. But I feel like there could be a little bit more room for different sorts of game modes. However, the ones that are in the game right now work great. Another mechanic I love that is fairly unique to this game is basically jumping out of a plane at the start of each round, because typically in these tac shooters you spawn in at like a random point in the map with your teammates and you sort of just get going from there. And while that still is the case, you can actually land at different spots depending on the map and strategize in a completely different way than all spawning in the same place, which actually changes the gameplay a lot more than you might otherwise think. And it's a small feature, but a well thought out one. The gunplay and the time to kill are all reasonably balanced, I'd say. It's not too incredibly hard to shoot in this game. The guns are fairly easy to control, and a lot of them, play similarly to other ones, but you have all of your basic classes, your SMGs, your ARs, then you can snipe as well. Shotguns are pretty fun to play with. In most cases, you don't feel like you just get insta-melted. There's always something you can do in a gunfight when you're getting shot at, that there's a decision you can make to either, delay or change the outcome of that gunfight. But again, the most important thing in determining success, as I said earlier, is teamwork and communication. That is so important in this game. Another thing I noticed, and I might chalk it up to it being a brand new game and it's very novel, but you can still have fun even if you're not winning all of the time in Rogue Company. Some games are only fun when you're winning, and they're miserable experiences when you're not. And right now, again, it might just be because the game is pretty new, but you can still enjoy yourself and have a struggle of a time. Maybe you're learning a new character, or you're trying out a brand new weapon, whatever it is, like, you can still enjoy yourself and not just be completely slaughtering the other team. You don't absolutely need to steamroll the enemy every single time to have a good game, but you can, it's kind of like the journey is where it's fun. The learning is where a lot of the enjoyment out of Rogue Company will come from. Speaking of learning, one of the most important things you can do for yourself is learn the maps very quickly. You can jump into a training mode and just kind of get a feel for everything that's going on. Of course, you don't need to know all of the intricate angles and spots and, grenade locations and all that sort of stuff, but you can at least get a one-over for the map and see where just the lanes are, and that's actually going to help your gameplay significantly if you're beginning. Another thing I would recommend is, if you're starting out, pick a character and sort of commit to them at least for a little while to figure out their intricacies and how they work, and then branch out to other characters, see what's going on with them, because once you understand your own character, not only is that going to help you from an offensive perspective, but once you've got enough experience in the game, all of the enemy types, just based on their character, you're going to know exactly what they're capable of, more or less. So it's just going to be good for game knowledge and the way that you make decisions. One of the best things about Rogue Company at the minute, as far as I'm concerned, is that it's new and not everybody knows exactly how to play it. Because probably one of the worst things about games like this is they have an expiration date where the general player base becomes too good at the game and it just becomes an absolute sweat match where any, casual players or somebody who maybe didn't play since the beginning is going to get slaughtered in. So right now, because not everybody understands the game fundamentally and everybody's just kind of just feeling their way around, then this is where most of the fun is to be had. If you're looking for a game that's just, refreshing, fun, and interesting, Rogue Company does it great, because it's probably pretty similar to games you've already been playing, even though it is in third person. If you're an FPS player and you're just looking for something a little bit new, then I think you're going to feel very comfortable with this game. It'll feel natural, yet still different enough where it's novel. A lot of shooter games at the minute are experiencing a big problem, or at least a variety of problems, some of which being cheaters and, a player base that is too good at the game, so it doesn't allow new players to get invested. Thankfully, at this moment in time, Rogue Company has none of those things, or at least nothing noticeable. There's no noticeable cheaters right now, and everybody, again, is still feeling their way around the meta, so it's just, you actually get to experience the entirety of what the game has to offer, rather than just everybody playing what's meta and the game becoming more constricted. Rogue Company at the minute has a huge fun factor, and again, even despite its most obvious competitor being Valorant, there's something still that I appreciate more about this game, and that makes me like it more than Valorant. It's got more of a fun factor, and again, it could be a variety of reasons, but I'm not sure entirely why I feel that way. And honestly, if this fun factor sticks around for a long time and it starts to stick with, a lot of people and gamers start to really appreciate this thing, I could see myself playing this, somewhat seriously and maybe making some content for on the channel. Who knows? My opinions over time could change on Rogue Company. It could lose its fun factor a bit if the player base becomes way too dang good at the game where it's no longer enjoyable. Cheaters could take hold, which is almost inevitable in every video game, unless they have just the most god-tier anti-cheat situation, which I'm not really sure how they have it all set up. But as far as I'm concerned right now, Rogue Company is really fun. If If you've been looking for a new game to play, then I highly recommend checking this one out. I know a lot of people on the channel have been saying that they're looking for new games, and you know, they just sort of want some new content to watch either on here or just from other YouTubers they see. And this is kind of like, you know, one that I feel good about checking out, and I hope you guys enjoy something like this. So if you've been playing Rogue Company, let me know down below in the comment section. If you're gonna check it out, also let me know. And if you have been playing the game, if there's any tips and tricks to, you know, help, you know, me, myself, and other players in the comments get better, then let me know what things you have learned. But if you guys want to see more content on this game on the channel, then let me know by dropping a like rating. Subscribe if you're new around here. And honestly, I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the rest couple minutes of the gameplay just so you can see it raw and unedited. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next stream or the next video. Enjoy the gameplay.
What did you expect?
We have control of the objective. Defend it.
Stop messing around. I need a hand. Lethal out.
Enemies are running low on reinforcements.
Utility out. I need a hand.
We only have 5 reinforcements remaining.
Lethal out.
I'm down!
Objective lost. Let's get it back.
Catch me up.
We only have 1 reinforcement remaining.
Utility out.
Enemies
did you
are running low on
expect?
reinforcements. Crush them.
Utility out.
We're out of reinforcements. Enemies are out of reinforcements.
Catch me up.
That's what you get.
Objective
On your
secured.
feet.
Defend it.
I needed that.
I can't do that.
Catch me up.
45 seconds left. Keep it up. 30 seconds remaining. Not much longer. Enemies have control of the objective. Capture it. We have control of the objective. Defend it. Objective secured. Defend it. We've destroyed the enemy force. Nice work.
Mission's over. Nice and easy.